Rainbows for All Children has a vast network and community of passionate individuals who herald our mission to provide free peer support groups to youth around the world. We got the opportunity to sit and chat with some of them through a series of interviews. Welcome to the Rainbows Chats. After the storm, we shine.
I got involved with Rainbows because I had to find an internship. I was looking through Handshake for a bunch of different things. I thought I was going to get involved in policy because I'm a social policy major. But then I looked at the message, the mission statement for Rainbows for All Children, and I was like, oh, that's really important and really interesting. And it was right here in Evanston. And so I was just like, okay, let's do this. First of all, as a social policy major, something I learned a lot about is asset-based work rather than work of people coming into communities to be this is how you should do these things. I think Rainbows really works on working with the assets that the community already has, the adults who are already there and already care about the kids that who are trying to reach out to. And then secondly, I work with kids, and I feel a misconception that people used to have, still kind of have, is that kids will experience something and then rebound really quickly. It's just easy for them to forget about things. And as someone who works with kids, sure, there are moments where I'm you don't remember what happened yesterday, do you? But in a much more important way, they remember sort of everything. They feel so much stronger even than adults do, and when something happens to them, it affects the way that they view the world and themselves. And so I think Rainbows is so important because it really starts from age 3, which is crazy. People don't think that 3-year-olds know what's going on, but they absolutely do. They feel things, they understand things. It's they're building their own world at that point. And so that's why I think Rainbows is just really cool. I believe in Rainbows because I worked in the office and came in nearly every day, and I just saw how much every single person in here cares and cares about the mission. And I think people forget that when they see an organization. They're just oh, cool, that's what they do. But they forget that there are people behind the scenes who are sending out the emails. They're figuring out what's the best strategy to reach these kinds of people. And I just saw a lot of that when I worked at Rainbows. So that's why I believe in Rainbows. And I also think that people should believe in Rainbows because, I don't know, I think community is a really important thing right now. And Rainbows believes in that. And so, I don't know, that's just an important thing that people should look for, I think. My favorite part of working with Rainbows was I reached out to a lot of counselors at specific schools, and it was just really, really nice to see that they were even in states that I hadn't considered were really up to date with mental health. There was still so many people who clearly cared about their students. You could see it in the bios, you could see it in the emails that they were sending out to these kids, and just things like that. I thought that was really lovely. And also answering the phone, which scared me a lot. When I first came in, I was so scared of calling people and answering the phone. Oh my gosh. But I remember one time I answered the phone and there was a grandmother who she had lost her child, and therefore her grandchild had lost their parent, and she was just calling us to be I just don't know what to do. And it was just nice to it was heartbreaking, but it was also just nice to know that Rainbows kind of had her back, and I could give her some resources, and that was great. A lot of people came out. I walked in here and there was just so many things that people had donated for this rummage sale, and it was nice to see the community come together for that. And then also it was such a beautiful summer day. I went to go get gelato after, and people were coming up and buying things and talking to each other and petting each other's dogs, and it was just a really nice moment of I don't know, the Evanston community coming together, and then the Rainbows community being able to bring people together. I thought that was really nice. I think Rainbows is really important. It continues to be important, the work that they do, the work that you guys do. And so just like that people would be strong and just keep fighting the good fight.
Thanks for watching this installment of the Rainbows Chats. Follow us on social media and join our mission of creating communities of young people who are facing loss and uncertainty so that no one has to grieve alone. Together, we can create a world where after the storm, we shine.